Today on The Explainer, we're diving into the hidden digital network that powers pretty much everything you do, from your morning coffee order to your late-night online shopping.
Yeah, seriously, how do they do that? It's not magic, and it's not mind reading. Well, not exactly. It's a powerful suite of tools called information systems, or IS, and we're going to break down exactly how they've become the invisible engine of almost every modern company.
All right, so here's our game plan. We'll start with the basics, then we'll follow the data from a simple click all the way up to a huge company decision. After that, we'll look at the systems that bring it all together, how they're protected, and finally, we'll ask the big question: is it all worth it?
Okay, let's jump right in. First things first, what exactly are we talking about here? Let's get the fundamentals down so we're all speaking the same language.
This is honestly the best way to think about it. An information system is like a company's central nervous system. It has sensors everywhere, at the cash register, on the website, that are constantly sensing what's happening. Then it processes all that information and sends it up to the brain so the company can react and make smart choices. It's not just about efficiency anymore. This is a massive competitive advantage.
Now here's a quick but super important distinction. We all know the internet. It's the massive, public, Wild West network we use every day. But inside a company, they use an intranet. Think of it as a private, walled-off garden. It's their own mini-internet, full of internal documents and tools, and you need a password to get in.
So that's the big idea. But how does it actually work? Let's get practical and follow the journey of a single item, say a can of soup, from the moment it gets scanned to the supermarket all the way up to the boardroom.
Everything, and I mean everything, starts right here. That little beep from the barcode scanner, that's the first nerve ending. It's called a transaction processing system, or TPS. Its only job is to capture every single sale, every single piece of raw data in real time. It's the front line, just collecting millions of data points.
But a million little beeps are just noise, right? It's a mess of data. So all that raw data flows up to the next level, a management information system, or MIS. The MIS takes that chaos and organizes it into clean, useful reports. This is what a store manager looks at to make tactical decisions, like, okay, we're running low on soup, time to reorder.
And finally, we get to the very top. That summarized data gets pushed up again, this time into an executive information system, or EIS. This is the 30,000-foot view. The EIS mixes the company's internal sales data with external stuff, like market trends or competitor activity. It then displays it all on a visual dashboard for the CEO, helping them make those huge strategic decisions.
Put it all together, and you get this perfect little pyramid. See how it works? Down at the bottom, operational staff use the TPS for detailed, real-time stuff. In the middle, managers use the MIS for summarized tactical choices. And at the peak, executives use the EIS for that super summarized big-picture strategic thinking. The higher you go, the less you're looking at what just happened, and the more you're focused on what to do next.
So we've seen how data moves up the chain. But what happens if you could connect everything? What if sales, HR, the supply chain, and finance weren't in separate pyramids, but were all plugged into one single, massive super system?
Well, that's where enterprise resource planning systems, or an ERPS, come in. If the IS is the nervous system, think of the ERPS as the central brainstem. It's one giant software platform built around a single central database that connects every single part of the company. The goal is to let information flow freely, everywhere, instantly.
Airlines are a fantastic real-world example of this. With an ERPs, when a bunch of people book tickets for a holiday flight, that data doesn't just stay with the sales team. It automatically triggers an update to the catering order, adjusts the required fuel load for the plane, and even gets factored into the long-term maintenance schedule. It's all seamlessly connected. And that is exactly how we get back to our Amazon question. That recommended for you section is powered by a part of these huge systems, usually called a customer relationship management, or CRM module. It's looking at everything it knows about you from that one central database, what you've bought, what you've looked at, to make a scarily accurate prediction of what you'll want next. Okay, so having all your company's most valuable data, from financials to customer secrets, in one central place is incredibly powerful. But, it also paints a giant glowing bullseye on that system. If you've got all your eggs in one basket, you better make that basket a fortress.
Good security is all about layers, like an onion. The outer layer is physical controls, literally locked doors on the server room and ID cards to get in.
The next layer is logical controls. This is your passwords, two-factor authentication, and rules about who is allowed to access what data. And the core is administrative controls, the human stuff, training your employees and having smart security policies.
A key piece of that logical layer is the firewall. Think of it like a digital bouncer at the door of a club. It stands between the company's private intranet and the public internet, and it checks the ID of every single packet of data trying to get in or out. If you're not on the list, you're not getting through.
But let's say a really clever hacker slips past the bouncer. What then? Well, that's where encryption comes in. It's your last line of defense. Encryption basically scrambles all the data into an unreadable secret code. So even if a thief steals a file, all they have is a bunch of useless gibberish. Without the specific digital key to unlock it, it's worthless. Now, as you can probably guess, these incredibly powerful all-in-one systems are not cheap. We're talking about a massive investment of time, money, and people, which leads to the final, multi-million-dollar question every company has to ask. Is it actually worth it? It's a classic business trade-off, really. The costs are huge. Not just the software and hardware, but the months or even years of implementation, training everyone, and the sheer chaos it can cause. But the potential payoff on the other side is also huge. Smarter decisions, smoother operations, higher productivity, and eventually lower costs.
Ultimately, it all boils down to this one simple rule. The value you get from the information has to be greater than the cost of getting the information. If you spend $1 million on a system that only gives you $100,000 in benefits, well, you've made a very expensive mistake.
When you really step back and think about it, the whole journey is just incredible. We started with the simple beep of a barcode scanner. And we've seen how that one tiny piece of data can travel up the pyramid, get mixed with millions of other data points, and eventually help a CEO make a strategic decision that could change the future of the entire company. That's the hidden engine, right there.
And this leads us with one final big thought. These systems are powerful because they watch us. They learn our behaviors to give us better service. But as they get smarter and more predictive, we have to ask ourselves, where is the line? What is the right balance between the convenience a business can offer and our fundamental right to personal privacy? That's the question we're all going to have to answer.